Imagine two Gokus, both stronger than Kanon's Goku, and they're only warming up. On one side, Goku from Capsule Color, trained by Daishin Kan and a master of Ultra Instinct. Using all the Dragon Ball Z strategies, there's Goku Xeno, the Time Patroller, on the other side. With experience in Dragon Ball Z, movies, Grand Tour, and the iconic Saiyajin plus its Limit Breaker form. Before we trade punches, we need to set the rules. Heroes is a lab of ideas where timelines cross. Not every power is permanent, and not all transformations appear in every medium. This video isn't about reciting scans. It's about organizing the mess, comparing what each one has shown on screen, and deciding with criteria who does better in most scenarios. Two Gokus are regarded as the top versions of Goku in all official materials. So, let's go by rounds. Round 1 will be pure fighting, round 2 will be special abilities, and round 3 will be forms. Next, we'll analyze arcs like Prison Planet, Universal Creation, and Ultra God Mission to finally decide which Goku is most powerful. Let's start the first round by comparing both characters' base forms. When discussing base Xeno Goku, the Time Patroller reaches a level that disrupts the narrative. Villains discuss consuming endless timelines or exiting the game to invade the player's world. Regardless of how much you amplify these threats, Xeno Goku surpasses those who handle history with H+. The practical result is that his base is already heavy from the start. That's why the story sometimes avoids disrupting the universe's clock. But what about Goku with the Paracaplet base? He seems less flashy, but two factors matter. First, the super version introduces God absorption into his base form. Second, his experience after the Tournament of Power, as well as his contact with the angels. Even before transforming, he acts with the calm of someone who has already seen the abyss. And we still have a curious feat of movement after the explosion of the planetary prison. He's now in a major discussion about highly unusual movements, which we'll address. Who goes first in the comparison? If you just unlock the base, Xeno Goku has the best showcase for facing threats, conversations, time, and narrative directly. Goku Go for a Scapula has strong N and tech, but Xeno's base is more solid. Score round 1 now to round 2. Guys, before we move on to this amazing topic, I have a message that changed my life and could change yours. Have you ever stopped to think about how much the world has changed in recent years? We're always connected and technology keeps advancing, but one thing keeps growing stronger: Bitcoin. Since I mentioned this on the channel, Bitcoin's value has risen over 15%. We all need goals and freedom. Yes, you need Bitcoin. Why? Bitcoin had the highest return over the past decade, averaging over 70% annual growth. Meanwhile, the real dropped over 50% against the dollar, while Bitcoin rose more than 4,000%. And today it's already a reality. Remember that there are only 21 million Bitcoins in the whole world, and 19 million have already been mined. Bitcoin's supply is dwindling, so not everyone can get some. Buying now could secure future sovereignty. If you know how to store it, your money can't be confiscated. It's a way to protect and diversify your assets. If you're interested in Bitcoin but unsure where to start, now is the time. MB, the largest digital asset platform in Latin America, has an amazing campaign for new clients. It's simple. Open a free account, in under 5 minutes invest at least 50 Rs in Bitcoin, and you're done. You'll get 25 Rs credit in your MB account within 7 days any way you choose. It's never been so good to invest in the currency of the future. It's the perfect chance to start off on the right foot. With a transparent, fully secure platform, compliant with the central bank, Comissão de Valores Mobiliários and ANBIMA. To join, simply scan the QR code on the screen with your phone or use the link in the description and pinned comment. Even if you don't plan to invest now, download the app, sign up, and explore. Gaining knowledge is the first step. Bitcoin isn't just a trend, it's a game changer. Your future self will thank you for your actions today. Stop watching your money lose value. Stop neglecting your future and your family's future. Link is in the description and pinned comment. Thanks, MB, let's go to round 2. Racks are the special abilities, the character's kit, and battle intelligence quotient. For Zen, especially against Goku, his power relies less on individual magic and more on his surroundings and what he can unleash without disrupting the cosmic order. He's trained for temporal catastrophes and sealed timelines, making him an excellent risk assessor. Combine that with Saiyajin and a platform that naturally boosts his stamina and ki control. Zen approaches decisions like chess, skillfully timing when to act, change, or wait. Goku's kind heart stands out, and his skills let him instinctively react and surpass his energy limits. Ultra Instinct, even when perfection is required. He has entered arenas where Red, Reader, and Main's prediction and time manipulation no longer work. Ultra Instinct separates intention from movement, and training with the Grand Priest refines his stance. Timing. Also, living with super deities helps him manage his emotional outbursts. Daily mastery and strategy blend more naturally. Who wins round 2? Goku CC has the easier path to victory, if that's the question. The built-in instinct package, automatic response to reading, time continuation, and short predictions give him that. Xenon is skilled in scouting and tactics, but Goku Corporation K's hacks prevent issues before they arise. The score is now 1-1. Let's discuss transformations and peak power. What is Xenon Goku? The main focus is Saiyajin followed by Limit Breaker. This form merges Saiyajin's raw power with a ritual energy boost, moving Xenon into a range where he easily outperforms blue versions at certain times. The Limit Breaker isn't just a new glow, it's a leap that allows Xenon to cross gaps that once seemed way too wide. What about Goku Corporation Kaplan? He uses Kaioken. Omen and Complete Ultra Instinct each involve varying control and strain, with Complete Ultra Instinct offering the highest precision. There's also the historic energy peak of the Universe Tree. An experiment put Corporation Kaplan above threats that could go head-to-head with fusions, but that peak is brief. Without it, Ultra Instinct is the consistent high point. So, who wins the third round? Step-by-step Zenin, with Limit Breaker, surpasses Blue and puts pressure on Ultra Instinct. Premonition. When Goku Corporation Kaplan uses Complete Ultra Instinct, everything changes. Ultra Instinct reaches its limit. It changes the nature of the exchange on the scale of these repeatable transformations. CC advantage by the levels. You guys may have noticed that many times the Gokus even end up meeting each other during Dragon Ball Hero, like for example in the prison planet Saga. To help you understand the context better, at that moment 2 Gokus were facing each other. There was a confusion of intentions, and the board was dragging everyone into the same arena. Various versions show Saiyajin Goku, Xenon, battling the Kaplan Corporation's Goku, with each having standout moments depending on the version. And there, the Kaplan Corporation Goku was as one. So, basically, they're on similar levels in this comparison when they're in Blue and Saiyajin. Kaplan Corporation gains a slight edge with clean hits and confrontations, until Kamba suddenly appears. When Kamba arrives and alters the fight, the Kaplan Corporation requires fusion to manage it. He is pushed back, and Goku Xenon summons Vegeta for reinforcements. Stability occurs only when Kaplan Corporation heightens its instinct and overpowers the base version. Kamba's weakness is key. The CC doesn't humiliate Xenon, but humiliates the already injured base Kamba when Vegeta instinct is activated. The key point is that Saiyajin alone can't move comfortably inside the full Kaplan Corporation steps. The final review of this case is a tie. On the middle floor, but on the top floor, Kaplan Corporation has a system that opens the ceiling. This is the first sign of how their fight changes when instinct takes over, but it continues with universal creation. The context of the saga is that, at the Hero Laboratory, Nemo was already back with upgrades, and everyone starts performing an energy-sharing ritual. The wildest result is Xenon Goku gaining Saiyajin Limit Breaker, along with Vegeta. Suddenly he's performing above Blue from the Kaplan Corporation, no ceremony this time. This shows Xenon's explosive growth, especially when the story gives him the ritual. The Limit Breaker boosts Xenon Goku beyond the Blue versions, but note it's triggered by context. Xenon can't activate the Limit Breaker without meeting those conditions. So, the takeaway is that Xenon Goku's ritualistic turbo mode, when activated, amasses notable power. But Kaplan Corporation needs its own triggers to respond, with the most stable being the last case, the Universe Tree Seed. The context of this saga is that the Mortals team had ambition, unchecked divine ambition, and Hatsu does what a good villain does. The story drives the heroes to try fusions and energy experiments. Godita, Kaplan Corporation's Blue version, shows up in exaggerated conversations. Later, Goku gets energy from the Universe Tree to make an extreme blue form. He defeats an enemy who had already surpassed earlier fusions. This shows that Kaplan Corporation has reached historic peaks higher than nearly anything we've seen. It's just a lab peak, it never became a permanent part of the character. For our duel, we kept the highest ceiling the character has ever reached, but not as a repeatable trick up his sleeve. What counted against Goku Xeno now also applies to Goku and Kaplan Corporation. The case ultimately shows Kaplan Corporation can reach heights that even alarm fusions when the script opens the floodgates. For a fair fight, we consider the repeatable ceiling and the superior engine wins. When it seemed like everything stopped there, we have Ultra God Mission, which is basically our tiebreaker. In the context of the saga, they really fight. Goku Xeno pulls out Saiyajin Limit Breaker. Kaplan Corporation uses Ultra Instinct Sign, with balance depending on the version. Or Xeno touches Kaplan Corporation, even with Ultra Instinct Sign's automatic defense. But everything changes when Kaplan Corporation enters full Ultra Instinct. That's the decisive moment. Full Ultra Instinct lets Kaplan Corporation evade Xeno. Blows that used to pierce through the guard now just hit empty air. And in the end, the final exchange reveals the winner. Kaplan Corporation has its hands raised. As a little bonus, it's worth mentioning that Kaplan Corporation also holds a speed record. Facing an opponent who manipulates time and sees the future, he invades places most people never reach, even in premonition. He plays against time hacks and prediction with ease. But that defines everything. There are many myths, confusions, and tricks in Rio. One is the myth that Xeno Goku has a Saiyajin. Seriously, guys, that doesn't happen with our standard Rio cut. There's an exception on the 3DS, but it's not the same Xeno who became a reference in the web anime Bara manga. Bringing God in would artificially stack things and ruin the comparison. Without him, it's fine, but including him is risky. Another myth is that the base of the Kaplan Corporation is weak because the flashy feats are transformed. Kaplan Corporation has a hyper-efficient base and sometimes demonstrates better reading and control than Goku Xeno in a neutral state. The problem is just for show. Kaplan Corporation's wild achievements usually come with an omen and major buildup. In pure neutral, Goku Xeno is the scariest, but scaring isn't the same as dominating. Another myth is that Limit Breaker is a button Goku Xeno can activate at will, but that's not true. It's due to the current context, and Xeno doesn't just wander around. With Limit Breaker at its peak, when he shows up, he jumps to another level and that changes the fights. But demanding Limit Breaker at any moment isn't possible. That's inventing rules like claiming blue powered by the universe tree is always in Goku's arsenal. Kaplan Corporation. It was a historic peak, which served as a testing ground to show the ceiling and stands as proof of his reach, but not as a repeatable card. There are also those who say that the upper filler doesn't have raw power, even if it's just speed, and that's not true. It enables decisions and actions that avoid mind reading, prediction, short range, armor, timing magic, and freezing. In Heroes, seeing the future sometimes doesn't help because instinctive actions close the response window. Some say if Xeno Goku is a time-based threat, he automatically wins, but that's just a narrative restriction. Sometimes transforming threatens the fabric of time. In sealed arenas, the work allows everything. In a fair fight, only what both can do matters without erasing existence. And the last myth is that fusion is always stronger. In Heroes, ritual antagonists or bulls never outperform specific fusions. Fusion's value depends on its level and who's on the other side at that point in the story. In the end, though, who wins? The strength comparison is between Saiyajin Goku Xeno and Saiyajin Blue Goku from Capsule Corporation. Goku Xeno usually has a slight advantage when he's in Limit Breaker form, and without Limit Breaker, the contest is pretty close. With Ultra Instinct active, Capsule Corporation clearly has the advantage. As for speed and execution, Capsule Corporation already shows awareness and timing that throw other kings off balance. Ultra Instinct lets Capsule Corporation dominate by surpassing reads, timing locks, and reducing reaction time. Regarding endurance and stamina, Goku Xeno and Saiyajin Limit Breaker is an excellent tank during long fights. Capsule Corporation Goku, using Ultra Instinct, lands clean hits and moves efficiently in long battles. Without full Ultra Instinct, Xeno could match him in endurance. Xeno is experienced with hacks, arenas, time seals, and knows where he can transform. For Capsule Corporation Goku and Ultra Instinct, he ignores hacks like reading, anticipation, and dark freezing. Capsule Corporation gains the edge against Truca. Battle Cheese is more of a technical tie. At their peaks, Xeno Limit Breaker with Ritual and Capsule Corporation Blue plus the tree. The advantage also goes to Goku Capsule Corporation. So in the most common format, with the cards that really stay up your sleeve, Capsule Corporation is the strongest Goku. He finishes fights when he adds Ultra Instinct and has better answers to tricks and predictions. Xeno Goku remains a mid-tier powerhouse, and with Limit Breaker, he can shift the fight under the right conditions. But that's not enough to change the trend. So Capsule Corporation Goku is the strongest of the two. These videos take a lot of work and aren't very rewarding. Please like the Rai video and share it with your Dragon Ball fan friends to help me out. Don't forget to open your account at AMB as well, because if you let this opportunity pass by, you'll regret it later. And this could be your chance to build your future now. So scan the code and that's it. Guys, thank you for your support. I'll stop here and I'm out.